Hey, what's going on YouTube? Indiana James here, bringing you another Wow Weekly video for news news video. Me and my cat Juliet is here, and she is just hanging out. Um, Kind of grumpy because I gave her treats, but not as many as they would like, which happens. All right. Sorry. So the first thing is this cool. I saw this. This is awesome. Invincible crocheted mount made, and the thing is pretty big. If you can see, this is somebody's desk, so the thing's like this tall, it looks like, maybe taller with the wingspan. Freaking awesome. Congrats on this person making this thing. That was not easy by any means, guaranteed. It was not. Um, and they have a Murloc sitting up there. I mean, they make all these cool. This is amazing. I'm totally. You could sell that. Here's their Reddit Iman line. Yeah, so they're crocheting. Um, Apparently, it is a crocheting thing. But if anyone wants to message them, I think that I would message them and pay this person for something. I don't know why it keeps saying there's an account that's permanently banned on this Reddit thing. It's been saying this for a while. I have no idea. I don't even have a Reddit account, so weird. Anyway, getting to this, we're gonna go with WoW Weekly Recap. Omnium Folio in midnight, and the June Trading Post and WoW Ambassador. So let's get into that. Each week, meet you with adventurous discoveries and fresh new rewards. Be sure to check out and learn more about what um, awaits you in Azeroth. Join some dude named Umbric and some other person named Rommath to restore the reawakened Sunstrider Omnium. So it's a relic created by Deathramar. Um, so it grants access to potent runes for battle and such. The rune powers will be available to players throughout the rest of Midnight Expansion. Cool. So it seems to me like a different version of maybe a like a relic uh, weapon or something. You know, legendary, whatever you want to call it. It seems interesting. I don't think that. I mean, they give you a picture of a portal room. I mean, that's all well and good, but maybe that's it, and you put like a point in. I don't know. I don't know. Seems interesting. Um, Trading Post, June Trading Post. I checked this out yesterday. So you got like a flying painted um, bird thing, um, dusk painted sunrock. You get a scarab pet, which is kind of dumb. And then here's the Sunbrighter's painted battle garb on a Tauren. I don't know who makes this stuff, but this just looks retarded. Oops, I just closed it. But it does that didn't look good. It didn't look. Oh, there it is. It did not look good to me. I'm not sure why it doesn't. WoW ambassadors portal room um partner Discord community. Okay, well they've got 40,000 members and hosting a special giveaway. So rally to the announcement. We missed the announcement by like a couple days. Um, if you're into that, that's cool. I'm not interested in joining some group of people on a Discord. MDI group stage continues this week from May 29th to 31st. Group China matches will be broadcast. I guess they're competing weekly matches. I doesn't bother me none. Great if you want to do that. Heroic Void Spire cleared by 30 Guardian Druids. This challenge was taking on Heroic Illyria with an entire raid of only Guardian Druids. Um, wow. Okay. So 30 bear druids went in and cleared heroic Illyria of nothing but guardian druids. Good accomplishment there, I guess. Um, so it's a funny one. I want to look at this photo. I have to look at the photo. That's pretty cool that they managed to do that. I think that is. I don't understand. That is insane. Um, yeah, I don't have a bear druid, and I will never. They barely managed to clear Void Spire heroic with 30. So the whole thing, they did the whole. Um, since they kept the passivity up, they managed. Okay, that's good for you guys. I don't know whose idea that was, but that's an interesting. Huh, nothing but tanks. That's interesting. That is cool. All right, Blizzard just made abundance runs way less annoying. This is coming in patch 12.7. Your abundance runs are about to become even more abundant. Instead of repeating the event 8 times separate times, you'll be able to do 1, 2, 4, 8. All shards of done in one run. It itself is quick, so 3 minutes. However, running it 8 times can quickly feel tiresome. Welcome change overall. What happens to the frequency of busy runs and unalloyed events earned? Mr. GM for spotting this. Thanks for posting 12.0.7 news. I got the hiccups. My only issue with this is okay, so they got 3,600 alloyed abundance from the whole run, 83 coffer keys, and 100 void light marl. Um, I mean, if you do really well on the one run and you're going to maximize that one run, then maximizing it for a total of 8 runs in the one run, and you get the maximum rewards for the one run equal to 8. I could see this being something that is interesting for people. I don't run abundance very much. I have to for some I did for my freaking stupid purple fishing rod. Um, but it'd be cool. Again, it looks like in this photo that they got 3,600 unalloyed abundance. So it's pretty cool that I'm hoping that equals out to 8 runs max. All right, WoW's Crest unlock did not bring the Mythic Plus surge players expected. All right, ninth week of Mythic Plus. Night Stalker 314 is taking a look at weekly data provided by Raider.io. That's the website I was looking for. When the cap of Crest was lifted in previous seasons, it resulted in a large spike in run numbers. Didn't really happen. Drop off of 8.37% was smaller than in regular weeks. Farming a few missing crests kept decline above the usual 10 to 15% range. Meanwhile, the next peak within the higher key levels has finally started to take shape. The global decline of 8.37 was once again split in 2 different metrics. On the EU servers, run numbers dropped by 15%, while the value was 4.49 to 5.18. In the other regions, while the value was this in other regions. EU players usually play with high efficiency. Here, depletion rates tend to be lower overall. Farfear runs go deep into overtime, and players generally make use of every available resource to upgrades. Compared to previous seasons, the 4 regular regions are still ahead in terms of total run numbers. The relative decline from week 1 also kept up with the trend of previous seasons. The next few weeks, the comparison might look a lot different since TWW Season 2 got its turbo boost and Crest Unlock later, and TWWC S3 fell behind during the Legion remix hype. TWW Season 1, on the other hand, or S1, also saw higher run numbers because the quest outcome was a lot less rewarding. Total runs across all dungeons overall split widened a bit compared to week 8. While the order of dungeons did not change at all. Overall success rate climbed to 93.11. The affix change from Ascendant to Pulsar was one factor. The other contributor should be the final 2 to 3 item level gains from high-end players, allowing them to clear A16s easier and push a bit further at the top. So if you I guess if you're able to do that, I mean, I don't run those. I don't do keys or key levels. Biggest change this week happened around the 3,400 rating cutoff worldwide. A key level 16 saw more runs than level 15 and almost caught up to level 14. The gearing progress is largely over, and players are focusing on cosmetic goals. On the Chinese servers, the pattern was much more pronounced already. Key level 16 saw more runs than 15s, 14s, 13s, and 11s. So again, levels that you're doing, usually this season would be in its end game with all upgrades available, but 12.0.7, another small power boost from the mythic raid boss loot arrives. 9 extra item levels and 4 slots will make quite a difference. So if you like these mythic runs, these timed things, I absolutely hate timed runs. I did like 4 total this season, this patch cycle, whatever. And it's just not fun for me. I don't like having that little timer clicking down, and I'm not, privy to how long dungeons are supposed to last or how big they are or small. I just don't see it being something that is for me. I don't like it. I just don't like it. But interesting Mythic plus surge. So not a big surge. All right, 12.0.7 hits release candidate as June 30th. Looks more likely. They have a first release candidate build for patch 12.0.7 on the PTR, which means the update should hit servers within a couple of weeks. That's pretty good. It's supposed to go live at the start of Turbulent Tideways June 16th. However, the event's start has a move to June 30th in the in-game calendar on the PTR. And the next content update, take the next step toward thwarting the forces of the void, hunting down their leaders and uncovering new sources of power. Cool. Get ready for a showdown, facing the forces of the void and void assaults and ritual sites isn't enough to stop their machinations. To get off the thread of the source, you need to hunt down the leaders of these brutal attacks on Azeroth. Track them through a portal in Voidstorm leading to 2 new locations, Nagtol and Vol. Let's go to Vol, guys. Sounds dumb. Nagtol is a fungal arcane-rich world now occupied by the insidious ethereal faction. And Vol is an icy world inhabited by the Legion where the Dominar Interpreter Pertinax has established a bastion of power. Cool. So the portal of these worlds is unstable and switches destination in a few days, bringing a rotating set of challenges. That kind of sucks because what if someone's working on something in Vol and then they can't go to Vol until later? Unless they have a a Hearthstone set there, if there's even going to be allowed to be a Hearthstone there. Yeah, that kind of sucks. The portal of these worlds is unstable and switches destinations every few days. So be aware of that. So if you are like a achievement guy and you're going to go and wanting to do these things, and you happen to find an achievement or something or a piece of gear or whatever you want from Vol, and you want to go to Vol, and you've done everything in Nagtol, make sure if it's allowed, put your um, Hearthstone at the correct zone that you want to go back to. I know that for me, I don't have a problem getting to um, Silver Moon by ways other than um, Hearthstone. So try to remember to do that. Gain new power with the Omnium Folio. So that we talked about this. It's so this Omnium thing is reawakened. Once unlocked, you'll be entrusted with the Omnium Folio. So it's a book, a runic book containing powerful runes of power you can use in battle. Continue taking part in weekly activities to imbue more runes. Customize these initial runes and unlocking their maximum potential to aid you in the fight against the void. So it's just one more thing to min max for people. Like I'm not going to put something absolutely stupid that is very low in the rune table on my hunter, for example, than something that would be better suited for it. So just one more type of thing, book to have and upgrade. Sportfall, we talked about this. Um, so it's a single boss when you face where you'll face the Fungal Giant, Rotmire. It'll be available in Raid Finder, Normal, Heroic, Mythic. Also trying something new, flexible groups. So this is pretty cool that we're going to have finally flexible, um, new flexible group difficulties for groups 15 to 25 players. Interesting. That's interesting. Go lore walking with the Loa. Experience the lore of the Loa with assistant lore walker Lily. You'll dive deeper into the stories of Zandalar, Drakari, Gurubashi, and the Dark Spirituals. I butchered that. Help Loa speakers, some chick, so Breck hatch some things, eggs. With the return of this guy, Loa Fire, comes a return of past regent. She's ready to bring a new clutch of eggs. So they require assistance from us, the ceremony, and with the ensuring all of Loa's young are released safely. Be a part of the first of her offspring and protecting them as they take their. So you're going to. It seems to me it's gonna be a little scenario thing where you say, "Okay, ready to hatch," and the eggs are like, "Grr," and you got to protect them from monsters coming to kill the eggs because they don't want this Loa of Fire chick to have more fire chicks. Okay. Begin the new chapter with Zul'Jan. Um, when the Heronir call at the special gathering, Zul'Jan attends and is the Mani representative, only to be drawn into an ancient mystery surrounding the legacy of the Mani trolls. Join him and his uncle Kinduru on their journey to discover the uncover and the truth. It will arrive after the release of the update. So, Permanent Time Waivers returns. New rewards, including a new mount, Spawn of Vironoth. Jesus Christ, can't speak today. Add 6 Dragonflight dungeons. Rotation. Algathar Academy. Halls of Infusion. Nelthares. Ruby Life Pools. Azura Vaults. And uh, Brackenhide Hollow. All right, new micro holiday, Dark Spear Dash. I'm not even going to comment on that. More useful interface updates. We're adding additional quality of life updates, raid frames, damage meters, and more. And more details on the content update. Visit the PTR and review the form notes. All right. Some of you are going to wonder why I'm not talking about the Dark Spear Dash. I don't get into things that are more of a political setting. At least in my videos, I don't try to here. And this, what little I know, seems to be more of a politically motivated outside World of Warcraft influence type situation. And because of that, I'm not even going to bring that up. And let's leave it at that. Midnight Patch Open 7 overview features. So I found this interesting, updated 3 days ago, 4 days ago. Um, the release date for Midnight not been officially announced. It's expected on Tuesday, June 16th, but as that's been moved, we don't know if it's on June 16th or if it's going to be moved to the 30th. Um, with turbulent time waves, new players, so Omnifolio and Runes, Nagal and Vol, new world bosses, new heroic world tier, Midnight campaign continues with Zul'Jan, quality of life updates, new Sporefall raid. For soloists, new world activity, egg hatching. So Egg Chick and Dark Spear Dash. Again, not getting into that. Turbulent Time Waves returns with the addition of Dragonflight Time Walking, of course, new pets, mounts, decor, transmog, and more. Decor, I don't know the decor. That's pretty cool. Talked about the Omnifolio, so it's going to be a book of runes you can upgrade. Sporefall. Items dropped at the highest item level with each difficulty, with Sporefuse Myth gear dropping 298 item level, or the same item level as an adjacent Void Core upgrade with. I haven't even done the Void Core. Single boss raids, Sporefuse gear, flexible mythic raid size, same tier as other Midnight Run raids, and available. New zones, Nagthal and Vol, which we've talked about. Dragonflight Time Walking. Dragonflight is getting a full-time experience, including a new time walking vendor in the Bronze Enclave at Valdraken. Xidan sells cosmetics, 3 new toys, a new companion pet, and Dragonflight reputation commendations. Okay. They said something about house decoration. I don't see any, but I imagine they'll have something. Terminal timers returns with it. Okay. Spawn of Violnoth. We talked about that. Updates to ritual sites. Ritual sites are getting a tier 6. Ooh, look at that. 270 plus item for 270 plus players. Cool. Tier 6 sites will require 6 challenges and award Myth Dawn Crest, giving players a repeatable solo player source for the WoW. Increased difficulty requiring 6 challenges. First solo farm source of Myth Dawnquest. So this is the first time we'll be able to solo farm Mythic Dawnquest. If left uncapped, this will allow players to craft several pieces of item level 285 gear without setting foot in a dungeon. That's pretty cool. So and then 12.0.7 will sell hero gear caches from Marin Silver Wing. That's pretty cool. So 750 field accolades for hero gear. If you're a person who is just sitting on a bunch of crests and not like upgrading every time you can, which is me, um, with this in mind, with the Mythic Dawn crest stuff plus the Sporefall dude, Dre, you know, I don't know if I would 100% upgrade a bunch. Well, not really, because you can buy the hero gear caches for 7. You can run the lower end ritual sites and get hero gear caches over and over again. I'm not sure what the caches hold. I'm not sure if they have an option to drop every piece that you need, but like that's really cool. That is cool. 750 field accolades per cache. So I'd have to research more on that to see um that. Oh, recommended for adventures 270 or higher. Um okay, well, I know that I did a tier 5 with all the challenges open with one other person who was also a DPS, and we finished it in about 40 minutes. So maybe we'll be able to do that with 5 people. But that's pretty cool. All right, egg hatching. New companion. So you do this egg thing, and you get this Emberlin, which is a mini bird. Maybe they'll have a picture of it. They do. Looks so stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not in. I don't know why they make him look dumb. And then the Zul'Jan main storyline. If you're into that, my only issue is if they do this campaign shit and they lock anything else behind it. I don't want to have to do I hate questing. Lore walking in patch 12.07. Explore the lore of the Loas. So this is that thing. Um, again, we talked about that. Um, yeah. Dark Spear Dash. Like spreading rainbows and stuff. Again, it seems to be more of a politically charged thing for a while. Interface updates, so that's pretty cool that they're going to update a lot of this stuff, adjusting size and space and adding capacity. But interesting that they're going to put. I hope this comes soon. I mean, it'd be cool if it came in June 16th, 15th, 16th. Would be cool. All right, that's it for that. Let's see. All right, so last thing is 8-hour maintenance ahead of Phase 5 on June 2nd. So today they're getting 8-hour maintenance on Mr. Pandaria Classic. 7 o'clock up at 3. Interesting that we're having a big update for that. I don't play MOP Classic. All right, and then buy Lost Armament transmogs from Dark Particles in 12.0.7. So buy Lost Armaments, giving players a more reliable way to obtaining cosmetic Lost Armaments. Unlike the current field pouch, randomly attained while participating in void assaults and ritual sites, these new pouches are instead purchased directly from Cosmetic Equipment Salvager and Silver Moon, 150 dark particles each. So far, these new pouches appear to contain all the same weapon transmogs are found in current pouches. So this provides a significantly more reliable way of obtaining those appearances. Not only do the original pouches have extraordinary low drop rates, they pull from a large pool. These new pouches are separated into groups to better target the thing you want. Okay, so all right, Armani Field pouch has all these. The bulging Elven Field pouch has all these things. Naga Field pouch and the Naga Field pouch. The same thing. They're two different Naga Field pouches. Interesting. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, just for an example, here's the Captain's Sword. Huh. Interesting. Twilight Captain's Sword. I may have to go and look at these and see what there is for me too, to see if there's anything I would want from that. But yeah. All right, guys. That's it for the news today. Let me, like, subscribe or whatever. Again, I'm just not getting into political stuff on my channel here for now. I know I have before, but this is World of Warcraft news, and this is stuff that I'm just kind of doing my thing. I'm just choosing not to get into that with you all because there's that. So, all right, guys, let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe at the bottom, and I will see you guys at the next news update. I'm making a video right after this one, going back to getting the war back into Warcraft. All right. I know I promised last week, and stuff happened, so I'll make another video. See you out in Azeroth, guys. Oh, Archaeologists Anonymous is our guild. We do raiding every week. Currently in Mythic raiding, and if you want to join, hit me up or anyone else in Archaeologists Anonymous on Cenarian Circle. Thanks, guys.